Hello and welcome back to Sonic Frontiers with me, Matthew Caddis, aka Puggy. So there is actually one more Guardian here on Ouranos Island, and it is the very crazy Ghost. And yeah, there's a reason why I consider this boss mini-boss crazy anyway, and that is the fact that it slowly steals your rings. So you probably want plenty of them, before you deal with this boss, which I did not, seemingly. The thing about this boss also is that you have to destroy each of the towers before it kills you. You also have the slow ring drain, of course. So yeah, the first one in this case was on the ground. I believe there are 3 different instances of this boss. Next one is further up on that pillar, or that platform, should I say, and make my way up that way. So yeah. So basically a race against time before it kills you. Meanwhile, it will still try to attack you and still drain your rings. I like that the classic ring loss sound is in time to the music. That is really good addition to the game, seriously. And makes an annoying boss even more annoying because it steals your rings, of course. Yeah, the other thing of note, it can still attack you, of course, can Ghost. So yeah, and actually decent one. I was able to beat one of them. I think the easiest version of this boss, actually. This is probably one of the harder ones, though, because it is located across many different platforms and everything, so yeah. Then there's this bit where you have to find the correct spring to get you up, while you are being knocked off by him and everything. Seriously, Ghost is hard, man. Absolutely hard. Maybe not as hard as, like, Caterpillar. No, that's still the hardest Guardian on Ouranos Island, in my opinion. But Ghost definitely comes close, I dare say. So, instead, let's speak to Sage, because we did have to get a few more of her tokens.
So, we've got satellite maps today, but I don't think they can compete with direct brain downloads. I mean, I can roll with it now that I know it's alien tech, but it's still a bit weird to me. Like, why are the villages missing when everything else is so detailed?
The ancients had a difficult time adapting to this world, adjusting to the new flora and fauna, dealing with technological incompatibilities. Their settlements were under constant revision. The map was designed for a universal knowledge of the islands and their facilities.
I guess that makes sense. And it's probably a good idea to limit the info to make sure whoever can access it can be trusted first.
So the next thing I'm going to do is get the next Chaos Emerald. And believe it or not, we are very close to the end of the game. At least the regular game. There is, of course, Final Horizon to consider. But, yeah. We're almost the end of Frontier's regular game. Oh, goodness, there isn't much on Ouranos Island that I can really talk about once I've got past this bit. Yeah. And I've covered, I think, most of the Guardians here anyway, aside from all the fights you do have. But, there we go. So instead, let's get the next Chaos Emerald. It is the last one I think I'll probably get before we have to do the fight with the next Titan. Yes, there is one more Titan to fight before we actually face seemingly the end. Seriously, that's the name of the final boss. But more on that later. For now, I'm going to, in fact, in the next episode, because that's when I fight him. So that being said, let's go to the next and probably final cyberspace level in the game that I cover, I think, which is seemingly a one where we have to boost over gaps. Seriously, it's a very tough one as well. These red platforms do crumble into the bottomless pit below, so yeah, not great. Seemingly, and the problem with the Lightspeed Dash is that you do have to time it well. And timing, as I've said, is not my forte here. What's worse, these platforms just crumble down really quickly. There was one easy red ring I could have picked up. I don't know how I missed that one. Or that one. I think that was more due to how I pivoted Sonic's thing, but yeah, very tough indeed. Although this is probably the most impressive of the say cyberspace levels as well. Shame that I didn't get that red ring further back there, but never mind. Can always get it later, I suppose. Although, no. I'm not going for an S rank, am I? So, yeah. Another red ring there. I'm only getting 2 out of 4, it seems, on this run. And, yeah, there's nothing for you to grab here. Which is the bane of my existence here in the level. Seriously. Even then, I didn't get all of the red rings there, so, yeah. Or maybe I did. I just must have got them off screen. Got an S rank, okay. I'll roll with it. I'll roll with it. So yeah. But there we go. Yeah. 3 more vault keys, I guess. I don't know if that's enough for me to access the next Chaos Emerald or not. I don't think it is, because I do revisit some of the other cyberspace levels while I'm going through this. Also keep in mind that I won't be covering the final boss. Okay, that wasn't the final thing. Instead, what we have to do is, because this is actually the final thing here. So what we actually have to do with this puzzle here, to unlock the giant door behind us, is to use our cyloop effectively. And I guess do harmonies with these giant crystal pitchforks or something. If you fail, you can always listen to the gigantic one there. Seriously. But never mind that. So I'm out of ideas here anyway, so... That's basically what you have to do, and that will give you access to the last one on Ouranos Island. So, I was wrong again! Seriously, what's wrong with me? I don't know if it resets it or not, but, yeah. It's kind of like, believe it or not, the, one of the puzzles in Jak 2, where you have to, punch up different blocks with Jak in order to do the thing right. So, yeah, differences that but never mind that. Didn't do anything with it. Oh yes, it did. It opened the big door and give us access to the final, as I say, of the final one of the cyberspace levels. Which is good because I kind of need to go through them and everything, so yeah. There is also seemingly an Hermit Coco here. Was this an Elder Coco? I've forgotten anyway, but we can give him our stuff anyway. I think that'll do it for now. But anyway, let's go to the thing and indeed get another portal key. Okay, fair enough. What does this button do? Well, it creates another thing with more platforms for us to go up. Seemingly there's a bit more to this island than I thought. But only for exploration, not much else really. Which is fine in an open world game like this one. Anyway, that being said, into the portal I go, and indeed, why am I looking at music when... I suppose it's for when I come out of here. That's the best thing I can think of as to why I am fooling about choosing music rather than going into said cyberspace level. So that being said, yeah, that achievement, or trophy should I say, nails it. That is the last cyberspace level on Ouranos Island. So yeah. So that being said, let's go to the actual level here, because we already know how to quick step, although in this case it's not just done with the shoulder buttons, I'll say that. Anyway, the level. Can we go to that, please? It says completed, so what am I fucking about for? Seriously. And this one seemingly seems to be based off of Metal Harbor from Sonic Adventure 2. Although there weren't any tanks in Metal Harbor, seriously. Or maybe it's Radical Highway, I'm not sure now. That whole loop-de-loop at the beginning reminded me of Metal Harbor. The only difference is no giant tanks in that level, seriously. Even though the layout is City Escape and whatnot. So there is one thing there, but and more bouncy as well. Yeah. Weird that the gun tanks make an appearance in this level when, given that this game uses assets from like Generations and everything, and maybe Forces as well, level design. It is weird that they are using gun tanks, which weren't in either game. Seriously. But the closest game I can think of where gun did use tanks was in Shadow the Hedgehog. Seriously. You know what I think about that game? Anyway, that being said, although Shadow... And I would disagree with Sonic that saying that Shadow with a gun isn't badass. It is actually quite badass. Seriously. To the point where Jeff Fowler is using one for Sonic 3 with Shadow. Seriously. He knows. That and also the fact that Keanu Reeves is also voicing Shadow. So the John Wick parallels are definitely there as well. Anyway, that being said, let's go up here and indeed get up here and why not finish the level? I've already got surprisingly all of the red rings, so why not? I don't think I'll get one for the time, but whatever. I'll see you on the next one when we finish the game. Goodbye!